Hey folks, welcome back to Where's Walter TV. Today we're talking cameras, audio equipment, and gear to help you make your travel videos even better. So I've been doing video production for over 30 years now. When I first started, you had to have the big camera on your shoulder in order to shoot anywhere. And now we have phones that shoot almost as good, if not better, than the cameras I used 30 years ago. So let's talk through some equipment that might help make your travel videos even better, starting with cameras. So your phone, everybody has a phone in their pocket. Most of these phones are gonna have cameras back here, and then they're gonna have that selfie camera up in the front. Most people don't realize this is the better camera. So when you're going to do filming out in the road, generally the camera that's on the back of your phone is the one that is the better one, because they assume that you're going to be taking pictures, you're going to be taking video, and you're going to be watching the playback here. The nice thing about using this camera as well, if you plan to talk to the camera, you know, like a vlogger, and you want to talk to the camera, if you use this one, you're more likely to talk directly to the audience. Whereas if you use the camera on this side, you're probably going to talk to your picture, and then you always look like you're talking, you always look like you're talking over here, and you never look like you're talking to the audience. So if you want to make sure you're talking to the audience, A, this is going to give you a better picture, and two, this will make sure that you are talking to the audience. So that's camera number one. Now camera number two, obviously the GoPro. This is my favorite camera in the world to take out in the field. Now, one, you never have to worry about focus. Whatever you're pointed at, it's kind of like the phone, you know, whatever you're pointed at, it's going to be in focus. It shoots a wider field of vision, even wider than the phone, and that's really good if you're in a smaller space and you're trying to shoot wider, or you want to shoot a big wide vista.
But now, Walter, how do you know if we're in the frame? You can't see yourself.
I've been doing this for 30 years.
I was going to say, he's been doing this.
I have a pretty good
Does
idea.
it go wide? So you're not only seeing just my nose?
Now this is your nose.
Okay.
The other thing that I love about this, it'll go underwater. As long as you got it all closed up. It should go down about 30 meters. So like us, we like to go cruising, so we're always near or on the water. And if you're gonna go diving or something like that, or even snorkeling or just swimming, or you're at the beach and you just want to stick the camera underwater to see what's down under the water, this will go underwater. These can get wet, some of these can get wet, but this can actually go underwater. So GoPro, great little tool to have. If you're doing any kind of traveling at all, you should have a GoPro in your back pocket. Now, if you want to step up a little bit and get to a better quality, well, then you get what's called a DSLR camera. I don't know what the DSLR stands for offhand, but I'll put it on screen right now so you can see what it stands for. DSLR cameras, generally, they have detachable lenses, so that's one of the advantages of them. So you can swap out the lenses and you can put a zoom lens on, a wide lens, or whatever. Much higher video quality if that's important to you. If you really want to step up your video quality and the amount of time that you can shoot and the sizes and the frame rates and all this other really cool stuff that you get into. So this is a Panasonic GH4, and I'm using this to do the little cutaways right now. This is a Fujifilm X-T3. Panasonic and Sony are like the two big, and Canon. Those are the three big cameras that most people get. Most people don't get a Fuji. I bought the Fuji because A, it takes outstanding photographs, and B, it takes really, really good video. So I'm more of a still photographer when I'm out on the road. I really like to take beautiful still photos. So I wanted to get a camera that could both shoot really nice video and take outstanding photos. Now my primary camera when I'm traveling is the GoPro. This one I'll use more for just when I want to get really, really pretty pictures, because this is a heavy camera. This is a very heavy camera. This is probably about 2.5, 3 pounds with that lens on it. Now the GH4 is a much lighter camera. It has a much smaller lens on it, and it probably only weighs about 1 pound, maybe 1.5 pounds. But it's still, you know, when you put the two cameras next to each other, it's a bigger camera. So the advantage of getting the bigger camera is you get much more beautiful picture. Two, you have more options for inputs and things that you can connect to it. But in terms of ease of use and just sticking it in your pocket and taking fun video, the GoPro to me is the one. If you're going to get another camera, start with the GoPro. Then if you really want to step up later on, get one of these. But don't start with one of these just because you see all the vloggers using it. There's a channel here called allears.net, and they shoot everything with a phone. And they're a huge channel on here. So you don't have to get one of these just to have a good channel going. When you do step up to cameras, whether it's a GoPro or the DSLRs, there's a couple of things that you have to take into consideration. Number one, batteries. These cameras take batteries to run. And every camera is going to come with a single battery. That single battery is not going to be good enough for you to even spend one day. Let's say you're at a location and you're going to be out for 4 or 5 hours. You're going to run out of battery life in about 30 to 45 minutes of runtime. And that's it. You're not going to be able to run it anymore. Well, first and foremost, whatever camera you get, make sure you have enough batteries to run that camera for, I'd say, 3 hours of runtime. And you might say, well, that's a lot of time. But if you're out for a whole day, 5 hour, 6 hour day, and you keep turning the camera on and off, you may end up running it for 3 hours. You may have it turned on for 3 hours. You may not run it for 3, but you may have it turned on. So get yourself a stack of batteries for whatever, at least 3 hours of runtime. There's a company called Watson that I use a lot for, they make GoPro batteries, they make batteries for the Fujis, for the Sonys, for the Panasonic, and they are like a quarter to a half the price of the real, like the Fuji batteries are 75 and these are 20. I don't know why, but they work just as well. And so I'll get myself a whole stack of batteries so I know that the camera is going to run all day long. The Panasonic, I know, Bert, Panasonic makes the best batteries, right? Sure. See, Bert agrees. This is Bert. You've been listening to Bert from time to time. Hi, Bert, say hi. Number two, you've got to get cards, camera cards. I actually have this spiffy little wallet right here that I love to hold on to my cards so I don't lose them. But the cameras will come with a card, and usually it's a small card, maybe a 16 gigabyte card or maybe an 8 gigabyte card. For me, I want the most memory I can get because the last thing I want to do is be out and about somewhere and my card runs out and I haven't even seen the waterfall yet or the last thing that we're going to do that day. So I tend to get 128 gigabyte to 250 plus gigabyte cards for my cameras. And as you can see, I have a whole wallet full of them now. I've collected quite a few, but I think you should have at least an extra card on you whenever you're out and about for the day, just in case. Now, to figure out how much storage you need for a particular camera to roll all day long, it's generally in the specifications, how big of files it will create. That does require you doing some math. The other thing you can do is just Google. If you just simply Google GoPro 256 gigabyte card, how much footage can I record? Somebody has figured it out for you. So that would be my advice, just Google it. What? Hello, Bert. Now, if you're like most people, you figure, well, we've now covered the most important thing, the cameras, right? Actually, no. Audio. Audio is actually more important than the video because we want to be able to hear you. And people will stay with a video that has lousy video and good audio longer than they'll stay with something that has terrible audio. If you can't hear the audio, if it's annoying, you're not going to keep watching it. Just watch. Next time you go to turn something away, is it because the content was bad on YouTube? Or is it because the audio is so bad I can't stay with it? It's hard to hear. And especially, when you have a phone or you have a GoPro and you're outside, right? GoPros have terrible microphones. Wonderful picture, but terrible microphones. So if you're like holding it out or you're holding out your phone and you're trying to talk, we can't hear you as well. So on your phone, microphone is right there. The microphone is on the bottom of the phone. So when you're making a phone call, it's nice and close to your mouth and we can hear you just fine. But when you're holding it out, doing it in selfie mode, whether like this or like this, so it's pointing that way. Or if I'm like this, it's pointing that way. It's not pointing at me. So it's trying to pick up all of this sound over here, and I'm just a sound. I'm not the primary sound. Now, the easiest thing if you're using a phone is just get yourself a pair of earbuds or, AirPods if you're using an iPhone. Connecting this up to the phone and then using the earbuds, that puts the microphone right next to your mouth. And it will sound a ton better and it will help to keep the background noise down and focus on your voice. So just something as simple as a set of earbuds will make your phone video even better. Now, one thing I love is what's called a shotgun microphone. These things have been around for ages. And this particular one, I'll put a link in the description down below. This is called the Shure VP83. And I use it with this little grip up here so I can attach it to the top of the phone, but I also use it with the GoPro, and I'll use it with these cameras. And what's really nice about this is whatever that microphone is pointed at, that's what it's going to pick up really well. And it does it up to about 8 feet away. So even if I'm holding it like this, and I'm talking into that microphone, it's picking me up really, really well. In fact, I did a video recently from Disney Springs, where the speaker was right next to me blasting out music, but you can still hear me. Here, just check it out. This is good. There's way too much music going on up there, I know. My friend pointing out the music going, you're not gonna be able to hear me that well. But I do have the shotgun, which will help, but you're probably hearing all this great music that they're playing out here. I know. Crazy, right? You can still hear me perfectly fine because I'm talking into this microphone and the speaker is over here. So the microphone is not trying to get that speaker as much. It's getting me nice and clear. Now, this microphone is a stereo microphone. It cannot plug directly into the phone. It does require a little adapter, which I will put in the description down below. But it will plug directly into one of these cameras. And you can also attach it to a GoPro. GoPro makes this little USB audio adapter. And so I just go ahead and attach it to the top of this little mount here. I like to wrap the cord around, and then it just plugs right into the side just like that. You do have to make sure you flip the switch on. This is battery operated microphone, which is one of the reasons why it does work so well. And there you go. So now you've got a GoPro with really good quality audio. Now, obviously you're not gonna send this underwater. You don't wanna send it underwater. And I've actually opened up the side of the GoPro. That is one caveat to using this with a microphone, which is one of the reasons why I have two GoPros. I keep this one all set up to go underwater, and I keep this one all set up to use with the microphone. So I got the best of both worlds. Now, the ultimate microphone could be what I'm actually wearing. You can see this little microphone I have on right now. This is a Rode Wireless Go system. And now they have the Rode Wireless Go 2, which allows you to put two microphones into one receiver. So this is a wireless system. I'm wearing the transmitter, and then the receiver is on the camera back there. And that will work with a phone, that will work with a GoPro, that will work with any device. So that's like the ultimate. Now you can go wireless. Supposedly works about 100 feet away from a transmitter, but that's with an open space. If you're inside a building, if you're in a ship, if you're in something with a lot of steel, your results may vary. But as long as it's line of sight for up to 100 feet, it claims to work. Now, the biggest advantage of the wireless microphone is that no matter where I am, you can hear me, and there's obviously no wires, so nothing is attached to the device that you're using. The big advantage over a microphone like this, wherever this microphone is pointed, that's what it's going to hear. So if I'm trying to talk to you right now, but I've got it pointed at, the ship that I'm talking about, I'm not going to be that strong. I'm actually behind the microphone, so you're not going to hear me that well. Whereas with the lavalier, I can point the camera anywhere I want. You're always going to hear me. You're always going to hear me full. So video's little friend audio is actually more important than the video most of the time. So at the very least, get yourself a pair of earbuds so we can hear you better with a phone. And you could think about getting a shotgun microphone or some sort of wireless lavalier system. Now let's talk about camera support. I told you nothing will make you turn away worse than bad audio. Well, really shaky camera will turn off a lot of folks too, because it's just so jittery I can't keep up with what you're doing. Now you've seen me playing with this little pistol grip on here. So it's just a very simple little pistol grip with a phone mount on it. And it has what's called a cold shoe mount on top. And that's what allowed me to go ahead and put the microphone up here. So you can put a microphone, you can put a light, you can put anything you want on top of it. It's very handy dandy, especially if you want to start using a shotgun microphone, a lavalier microphone. Look for something that has a cold shoe mount. What's also very cool about this is this just unscrews, and I highly recommend that you get a pistol grip that does not have the phone mount incorporated, because now I can even attach it to this guy if I want to. This is just simply a pistol grip, and now this gives me stabilization with this camera too. I've got something nice to hold on to. Rather than trying to just do this, I can hold on to the pistol grip and put the elbow right into my body, which will help me keep this camera steadier as well. Or even when I'm shooting like this, it can be, you know, rather than trying to keep my arm out like that, I can just kind of keep my arm in. So the pistol grip works with multiple devices. And, you know, I've mentioned all ears a couple of times. All ears is actually where I saw them using the pistol grip all the time. I thought, what a great little device. It works with the GoPro as well. Now, another neat little grip is one of these little action grips, they call them. And what's awesome about this floats. So if you're on the water, you're in a boat or something, and you're gonna have your GoPro out there, right? You can just use this little guy. And once again, this will work with the big cameras as well. This is very versatile, works with a lot of things. But this is awesome. So you can do this, and if you accidentally drop it, or you know, maybe you're snorkeling or you're swimming, and you want to make sure that when you let go of it, it doesn't just sink to the bottom. Like I actually had that happen to me one time when we were snorkeling. It slipped out of my hand and it fell. So this is great. This is an action grip. This is a selfie stick, but it's an extendable one. So this extends out quite a bit. And I use this a lot on cruise ships, where I actually poke it over the side so I can see over the side of the ship without, you know, endangering myself. Or you can just, you know, put it up really, really, really high. But I use this with the GoPro a lot. It's a lot of fun. This does not float, however. If this gets near water, this is going straight down to the very bottom. Another nice handy grip for a phone is this little two-handled guy. I've got links to all of this down in the description. That's why I'm not telling you necessarily, you know, what their names are. This is an Ulanzi. I know that Ulanzi makes this. But this is nice because now you can hold your phone with two hands. And you're not, you know, trying to hold it in a shaky. It's much more steady when you hold it with two hands. And then it has these 3 cold shoe mounts on the top. So again, I can go ahead and put the microphone over here on the side, like so. I have this handy dandy little light right over here. So I can mount the little light right over here, like so. It's all funky and wobbly. But now I've got, you know, a really nice camera rig, something I can hold steady, and I can mount extra stuff to it. And I remember I was on a celebrity cruise ship, and I had the captain and so many people coming up to me going, what kind of camera is that? Not realizing that it was just a phone in behind here. The other cool thing is this mounts to a tripod, either horizontally or vertically this way. And it's the same thing with the pistol grip, that also mounts to a tripod. These little Jobies are awesome little tripods. The reason why I love these so much, one, the camera just snaps right off like that so easily, but these are flexible. So you can wrap this around a pole, or say on a cruise ship, you wrap it around the balcony and then it will hold your camera in place. I first saw somebody using this in Disney World. They had it wrapped around a light pole, and I thought that was so cool. So if you just want to get like a mounting point, maybe you want to shoot some time lapse, or you're just trying to get, you know, you just need a shot and you want to get a family one that is self-timed, you can put the camera down like that. So these little Joby, they're called Gorilla Pods, are just awesome. One more thing I do love is my Manfrotto tripod. Again, link in the description. You see how small this is? It fits beautifully in my camera backpack, so I can just walk around with it all day long, no problem. But if I know I'm gonna be in a location where maybe I'm gonna be really zooming in and I wanna take a nice steady shot, or I wanna take time lapse or something like that, I'll bring this along with me. It extends up to something like 4 feet. Beautiful little tripod, extremely lightweight. You know, I should mention that there are some places, like I believe Disney World, does not allow you to use extendable selfie sticks like this one. So you want to be aware of that. They have no problem with these little pistol grips, and they have no problem with these little guys, but the ones that actually extend out, you might want to make sure if you are planning to take one of these with you, that you can actually use it.
Quando somebody andare qui, sempre parla italiano.
And when I travel, I back up my material every single day. Whatever photographs I took that day, whatever video I took that day, I don't want to leave them on the camera. I don't want to leave them on my phone. I actually transfer them. And I highly recommend you do the same, especially if you're going to be on a longer trip and maybe you're going to run out of card space. So get yourself a nice little card reader, bring your laptop along with you, and then I bring 2 hard drives, okay? Master hard drive and a backup. And at the end of every single day, all the photographs that I've taken, all the video that I've taken, gets copied to the hard drive, and then I copy it from this hard drive to that hard drive. Hard drives will die, and you never know when they're going to die. So I make sure I have 2 copies of everything. And then every day I can just go ahead and erase the camera, and I can start over fresh, so then each day I'm just copying the latest material over. So if you're going to really start filming a lot, whether it's with the GoPro, whether it's your phone, whether it's with DSLR cameras, Get yourself a card reader and some hard drives and get in the habit of every single night when the day is over, transfer the material over. It makes it so much easier to organize. I'll make a folder on the hard drive. It's this day and that location. And then when I get home at the end of the vacation, the footage is somewhat organized and I can remember, oh yeah, that was at that volcano. That was at that lake. That was here. So I hope that discussion has been helpful for you. I want you to go travel the world. I want you to share with the rest of us what you're doing. I can't wait to see what you all do with your cameras and your phones and your new microphones that you're going to get, right? So that we can hear you really well. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe and click that little bell icon so that you know when we put more silly stuff up there for you. Maybe I'll talk correctly the next time when we do one of these. So hey, thanks so much for watching and have an awesome day, everybody. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to take.